Alright guys, I want to get into an idea I've been kind of theory crafting, that being playing branded DM at 50 cards. Now, at 50 cards, we have less likely to see our bricks, that being DM, Mana, and Albaz. We're playing 5. And you could argue Tomias is a brick, but he's bricky sometimes, not bricky the rest of the time. It just depends. But another reason why I want to play 50 cards, or why I want to experiment with it, is because we're able to play going second cards, which is something DM kind of struggles with. So in this particular list, you could argue Nadir, which I play at 40, is also going second card because you can send Entis and do some other stuff. Also argue Albaz, but it depends, and Albaz will probably just get fucking negated. But we are able to play Super Poly, Droplet, and I'm playing 2 Chalice. Now, you could play 3 if you want to cut Salvation, but I feel like Salvation is just worth it just for souls to discard, especially if we're still playing 3 Rod. But I want to get into some test hands with you guys. I want to know your opinions in the comments, and these are going to be completely random. I want to do 3. We'll see how well they do. Still kind of tweaking the ratios. Maybe we play the main deck Albion for a draw card in this version of the deck. Or maybe we play Allure of Darkness, which I'm not really against, but I really don't want to play it because we're not playing a super large monster count anyway. As you can see, it's definitely mostly spells, over 20 spells. But let's get into some test hands. This hand is honestly really fucking good. So what we would do is we normal summon Rod. Rod will grab us our copy of Soul Servant. And we have a good hand here, right? We activate Branded Fusion, which could get us to Dragoon or Mirror Jade here. Personally, I feel like because Dragoon will require a discard, and we already have Chalice and Super Poly, I feel like Mirror Jade is better in this particular hand. So we'll activate Branded Fusion. We're not going to chain anything. Yeah, Mirror Jade's better. So we're going to go for Lebellion, which will send Tragedy and fall into Albaz. Special summon Lebellion. Lebellion will then activate as long as Tragedy, so we'll do Lebellion Chainlink 1, which will discard our extra copy of Rod. Tragedy Chainlink 2, which will search us our copy of Aluber. Now, Lebellion is going to activate, which will summon Mirror Jade by shuffling back Albaz and itself back into the deck, and we got really 2 interruption with Mirror Jade because he has his banish effect, and if he's destroyed, he'll nuke the board. So we are able to, we're going to keep the Soul Servant in hand as a discard, set Super Poly, and we're going to set Chalice. They're both really good. And we have Soul Servant as a discard, a Lubra for recursion. And if we use the banish effect, we could send Albion from our extra deck to the graveyard, which would allow us to get Branded Fusion next turn. Not a bad opening hand at all, and we have going second capabilities of Super Poly and Chalice. So not too bad. Anyway, next test hand, keep it completely random. I'm not going to edit this part. Great hand. Great hand. So, what we're going to do here first is in our draw phase, activate Branded Opening, which will discard Mana, special summon Allure. Allure will now search out our copy of Branded Fusion. Now, the biggest downside with this, actually it's not even a downside, is, I was going to say we sent Mana, but we don't have Souls. Which we could honestly, actually, yeah, let's go for Souls. We'll activate Soul Servant, stack Magician Souls, banish Soul Servant to draw, get Magician Souls in our hand. We will summon Magician Souls by sending DM to the graveyard and special summoning Souls. Souls will activate, sending our extra copy of Nadir away for a draw 1, which drew us into Droplet, which is nuts. Then we will activate Branded Fusion. Branded Fusion will summon Albion, and unfortunately, we'll probably... actually, no. We're going to send Tomias and Albaz. Summon Albion. Albion will then activate, summoning ourselves our copy of Dragoon by shuffling Albaz and DM back into the deck. So we got our Dragoon here, and we can activate Nadir. Nadir will send ourselves our copy of Titaniclad, grabbing us Ecclesia. Special summon Ecclesia. Ecclesia will then search us our copy of Punishment, which we are going to keep in our hand for the Dragoon Negate, and we're going to set Droplet. They will not be expecting Droplet because they think this card's going to be Punishment. So we'll set this. End phase, we will get our copy of Fleur de Lis, which sets us up with still about 3 interruptions. Droplet, Dragoon, and our copy of Fleur de Lis. I hit Special Summon because I misclicked and I wasn't paying attention. But this would be in hand, so we have our plays. I wish it would let me surrender and not let him play. But, it's not like it's a big deal anyway. And we drew into Droplet, which doesn't really make a big deal. But anyway, third and final random test hand. So, even if we brick here, which we most definitely did not, this would have been a 66% non-brick rate, which out of the 3, it's not really the best. You probably need to do 10 test hands. So if you activate your copy of Branded Opening, discard your DM, special summon a Looper. A Looper will then search you your copy of Branded Fusion, and you have Droplet. Branded Fusion and Droplet together is nuts. Then we'll summon Rod. Rod will either get you Soul Servant, or it will get you your copy of Salvation. Now, which is better in this particular case is up for debate. Probably Soul Servant, because we're going to be discarding it off of Rebellion. So we will activate Branded Fusion, and we'll probably go for Mirror Jade. So we'll summon actually, no, we will go for Dragoon, because we already have DM engraved. Soul Servant won't get us a draw here, but we'll be fine because we're adding a Looper. So we will send Albaz and Tragedy. Summon our copy of Rebellion in defense. Rebellion will then activate as Chainlink 2, because we'll do Tragedy Chainlink 1. We'll do Rebellion Chainlink 3, or 2. Well, I would have this. I would have summoned Dragoon, but I misclicked because I wasn't paying attention because focusing on talking. So we would have discarded Soul Servant, shuffled the DM and stuff back into the deck, while having a Looper and set Droplet. So 2 interruptions, not the greatest, not the worst. And you would have a Looper for recursion, or you could discard Fleur de Lis or summon Floor. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, I know I messed up on this one, but let me know what your guys' opinion is on 50 cards. I might test this more. I don't know if it's really worth messing with and going above 40, but let me know what your guys' opinion is in the comments. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And also, please fucking subscribe. Like 87% of you guys aren't subscribed. So if we could change that number, that'd be great. So anyway, peace.